Hello listeners, and welcome back to ND 5.18. As always, I'm your host, Ender. Thank you for all my subscribers out there. I know the number has been rising steadily lately. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoy my content, please share it, like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate all the support y'all give me. Now let's begin on the next archetype, the political player. Playstyle spotlighting? Want to make a deal? To showcase this archetype, we have Tivit, Seller of Secrets, a 6-mana Esper or Obscura commander that says Flying, Ward 3, and has Council's Dilemma. Whenever Tivit enters the battlefield or deals combat damage to a player, starting with you, each player votes for evidence or bribery. For each evidence vote, investigate. For each bribery vote, create a treasure token. While voting, you may vote an additional time. This is a great political commander that I don't see at all. The second example is Miss Bumbleflower, the adorable bunny. 4 mana cost says Vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell, target opponent draws a card. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It gains flying until end of turn. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, you draw 2 cards. Another great political commander, and also really good in group hug or group slug, depending on how you build it. She's a 1/5. This archetype's a little different. So starting off, the first part is the philosophy of politics. Ask not what your deck can do for you, but what you can do for your deck. This entire philosophy is based around peer-to-peer versus peer-to-card. Now, other play styles involve you just playing a card, reading what it does, and just saying people deal with it. Politics is more nuanced in the fact that you're trying to convince people of a card's worth. Not what they're reading, but the perception of it. It also incentivizes communication by choice rather than being forced. Now, the infamous cousins of politics, which people do confuse, is the victim, the hyperbolic, the strife, and the mob. And I call these the 4 horsemen of EDH. Politics is supposed to be about the ebb and flow through goodwill, and that is the key to success here. An example, we have Shadrick's Silverquill, a 5 mana, 2/5 dragon that's flying, double strike. It states at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. First mode, target player creates a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with flying. Second mode, target player draws a card and loses 1 life. In the third mode, target player puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature they control. Great political card, sees very little play. All of the Strixhaven cards see very little play, honestly. It was a good set, it really was. I don't know why people ignore it so much. The other example is Nelly Borka, Impulsive Accuser, one of my personal favorite Boros commanders. 2 and a red and white, so 4 mana. It states Vigilance. Whenever Nelly Borka, Impulsive Accuser, attacks, suspect target creature, then goad all suspected creatures. A suspected creature has menace and can't block. Whenever 1 or more creatures an opponent controls deals combat damage to 1 or more of your opponents, you and the controller of those creatures each draw a card. She is a 2/4. This is a great commander. Once again, she's very little play, but she is my alternate commander and my preferred Boros deck. Now we're on to the types of politicians. First, there's your friend. That smooth talking player that just keeps on talking because they believe as long as they're talking, you won't attack them. You won't even interact with them, right? They do the bare minimum when it comes to inter-table politics, but they act like it's such a burden. The key to being your friend is to point out what others are doing while downplaying yourself. Always pretend like, you're just struggling to keep up with everybody else. Like you're just right there behind, but not too weak, because you can also become a target like that. And then there's the bully. To do this or else, but touch my stuff, and now it's one of the most simple forms of politics And it's also a form that many Magic players gravitate towards, because I'm not sure if we've looked in the mirror here lately, but majority of us are nerds and not physically imposing at all. All right, with exceptions. The reason the bully is used often is just a way to make people do what you want without them having any say so in the matter. Now here are some examples, 2 for each. For the bully, we have Emissary Green, a 5-mana green creature that states, whenever Emissary Green attacks starting with you, each player votes for profit or security. You create a number of treasure tokens equal to twice the number of profit votes, plus a number of +1/+1 counters on each creature you control equal to the number of security votes. For the friend, we have Duelist Heritage, a 2 and white 3-mana enchantment that says whenever one or more creatures attack, you may have target attacking creature gain double strike until end of turn. They're helping you in the bare minimum, which is their MO. Also for the friend, we have Plea for Power, a 3 and a blue sorcery that states, Will of the Council. Starting with you, each player votes for time or knowledge. If time gets more votes, take an extra turn after this one. If knowledge gets more votes, or the vote is tied, draw 3 cards. Really good for the friend. They say, oh, I can't help you unless you help me. The type of politics that they do. Then we have Zancha, Sleeper Agent. 1 black and red, 3-mana legendary creature that states, Zancha Sleeper Agent enters the battlefield under the control of an opponent of your choice. Zancha attacks each combat if able and can't attack its owner, which is you, or a planeswalker its owner controls. Pay 3 mana, Zancha's controller loses 2 life and you draw a card. Any player may activate this ability. Owner and controller are different things, and Zancha is a 5/5. Now it's time for the next types of politicians. We have the anti-establishment. They're tired of the talking, they're tired of the distractions. Some people, the good ones, would say, hey, before the game gets started, no politics, I'm not doing that. The bad ones are going to let you find out. They don't like talking during the game. They just want to play the cards, get through the game, move on to the next game. Personally, I don't like the anti-establishment, not because they're not good people, just because it's Commander is a multiplayer format, and if I didn't want to talk to my opponent, I would just play a one-on-one, but that's just me. Then we have the bad actor. Terrible people. Terrible. Intentionally make mistakes to benefit them, valuing a win over just enjoying the game that this is, and they're just not good people to be around, which is going to segue into the next two. To really sum up the anti-establishment, we have Ruhan of the Fomori. A 1, a red, white, and a blue, 4 mana, 7/7. That says at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random. Ruhan of the Fomori attacks that player this combat if able. I didn't choose you. That's just how it is. Don't ask me not to attack you. It's going to happen. Then we have Defense Grid, a 2 mana artifact that says during each player's turn, each of the player spells cost 3 more to play. I'm not doing counter spells. I'm not trying to have you remove my creature as it's swinging at you. Hey, accept it. You died. On the flip side of that, the bad actor also likes Defense Grid because it means that you can't stop them from their accidental combo that catches you off guard when they said they didn't have a combo in their deck. Oh, didn't know about it, man. Then we have Savala, Heart of the Wilds. Goes on with the anti-establishment. She says, whenever another creature enters the battlefield, its controller may draw a card. If its power is greater than each other creature's power, everybody can get the card draw. She has pay green and tap her, add X mana in any combination of colors where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. She ramps. There's no talking. You either get the card draw or someone else got it. Yeah, stop complaining about it. And now we have Trap the Trespassers, 2 in the blue instant that says Secret Council. Each player secretly votes for a creature you don't control. Then those votes are revealed. For each creature with 1 or more votes, put that many stun counters on it. Then tap it. Now, you may be like, how does this benefit the bad actor? Well, it just gives a little bit extra value, and if people aren't paying attention, well, you just kind of helped them win the game, even more so. And now it's time for our final types of politicians. The worst of the worst. The min-maxer. Bracket 3 bred, and they sum up what MTG players are like. You want a casual experience for commander, right? But you're playing super competitively because you value winning. But you do not want to actually go play CDH. You do not actually want to play a 6-card format where the objective of winning is the most important thing. No, you would much rather go play the format that was designed for friends to play with each other and stomp each other. Stomp them. Just make it just a bad experience. They're very fond of the technically this isn't argument, and it just tiresome and just can ruin the experience for you. And then I hate these people. The deal breaker. They're just not worth it to deal with. They'll justify their actions no matter what the context is. And I caution you to choose your pods and play groups wisely. Such a strong reaction came out of me because I recently had an experience with a deal breaker. Well, I made a deal. I would not swing at him if he used his removal on the third person's creature. We're down to 3 players. He said, yes, I'll do this. He had already been behind the whole game. We hadn't really attacked him because we're like, he's mana screwed. You know, it is what it is. He asked me, so you're ending your turn? I said, yes, I'm ending my turn. Okay. He turned immediately to the third dude and said, hey, how about we make a deal where I don't destroy your creature? And that upset me. But I kept my composure. I said, hey, that's not fair, dude. You're not actually going to do it. You're like, what's it what? That's how it is in real life all the time. People, it's a game. If we were making deals and breaking them out in real life, people would actually be hurt. Like, there are incentives in real life not to break a deal with people because you know there will be consequences. In this game, the consequences are I don't play with you anymore. All right? So for some people, if we take this game really seriously, it could still be a physical reaction. It's not right. Please don't do it. Okay? Like I lost like actual people to play with because of that. And I'm like, and I know that there are people out there who take these deals like, oh, it don't mean anything. Like, but then they wonder why they get targeted at games. They wonder why their entire experience in playing certain groups is literally just them and one other person either kill each other within the first like 6 turns and then just get killed by other people, or people just refuse to play with them. And I'm not gonna lie, I know people that defend that type. Yeah, I stopped playing with that dude as well because like, that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable in real life. It's not acceptable in the game. And just so y'all know, yes, this is the wrong way to play the game. This is the wrong way to do politics. There is no examples here. There is no justification for it. This is the wrong way. I just want to make sure that everyone knew where I stood on this. So if you see something big and red on your screen, that's what it means. Now, how to introduce politics to your table. Time for the campaign speech. First thing, adding multiplayer effects. It's a multiplayer game. Put it in your deck. I promise you, you'll enjoy it. You can add voting, offers, and gold, just to name a few. Number 2, card enforced deals. Play stuff that causes people to talk to each other. Third one, sharing the wealth. Allow positive interactions. Say, oh, when your creature deals damage, you draw a card? All right, okay, good. You can hit me. In exchange, I'm going to also do something for a benefit. It's part of the game, people. Coordination is the 4th one. Temporary team-ups. Emphasize temporary. You cannot make a deal that will last the whole game. That's not politics. That's y'all jumping somebody. You could stand down for a turn and say, okay, I won't attack you for a turn if you do this. like the deal that got broken against me. Freedom of hand. Show the cards in your hand. Be like, hey man, I got nothing, literally nothing. This is it. Like, if you choose to take me out, that's your choice. Yeah. That's how you add multiplayer elements to a political game. Now, examples of this. Cross, defense contractor, 1 green, white, and blue. A 4-mana commander that says, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a shield counter on target creature an opponent controls. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature you don't control, tap that creature and goad it. It gains trample until your next turn. Now, I've mentioned goad a few times here, so I'm going to read this text. Until your next turn, that creature attacks each combat if able, and attacks a player other than you if able. There you go, people. Now, someone like, Nelly has a suspect counter, which gives gold permanently. Now we have truth or consequences. 2, a blue and a red, 4-mana sorcery that says secret council. Each player secretly votes for truth or consequences, then those votes are revealed. You draw cards equal to the number of truth votes, then choose an opponent at random. Truth or consequences deals 3 damage to that player for each consequences vote. There you go. Another multiplayer element right there. Then we have tempting contract, 4 colorless artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent may create a treasure token. For each opponent who does, you create a treasure token. Ramping right there in colorless, multiple decks, with a little bit of politics in there. 2 in the black, sorcery, Virtus Maneuver. For each player, choose friend or foe. Each friend returns a creature card from their graveyard to their hand. Each foe sacrifices a creature they control. Political removal, people, right here. Now, it's time for the ideal political player, in my opinion, the Lobbyist. And these are some guidelines to help you become a better political player. Number 1, the correct way to use politics is to allow fluidity in decision making, offers, and exchanges of resources. You do not try to control everybody. You do not try to dictate how everyone's supposed to have their own turns or anything. You offer choices. You talk. It's just all about exchanges. Okay? Number 2, you will get hit. It is not possible to never get hit. Please stop trying and saying that that's politics. That is not that. Do not complain so much. That's why politics gets a bad rep. You will be hit. It is okay. It is part of the game. You're supposed to leverage, not always getting hit. Leverage what you can do in exchange for not getting hit. I hope that helps. Number 3, don't tell the attacker who to hit. Now, you can persuade by saying what you have done for the table in comparison to what someone else has done, in comparison to what they have on the board, to their hand size. But you cannot say, hey, hit this person. Don't do that. Like, there has to be a certain independent facilitating. I hope you enjoyed that jargon. Make sure you use it in your games as well. Now, number 4, when targeted, don't become emotional. But make sure you say, hey, man, there's nothing else I can do here. They may not believe you sometimes, but that's also okay. But the key is do not become emotional. If you're being hated out the game by 3 people, guess what? If you want to play another game with them, you can work on your deck on the side. You can go look around the shop. You can play another game with some different people. Okay? If they're going to do that to you, they were going to do that to you anyway. But that's only if you're being targeted, like, just unnecessarily. Hey, you learn something about that group. Because this entire format is just tilt. They're trying to tilt you, or they're under the misinformation, the best way I can say it right there. They're just doing irrational things, but that's their choice, and you should not give in to any emotional stimuli of that. Okay? Number 5, cards in hand versus synergy on board are great TA, which is threat assessment criteria. Use that in your political conversations at the table. Okay? That's part of the leveraging. Okay, people. Tips and advice to wrap it up. Know when to stop talking and when to start. Some people have social anxiety. It's very prevalent in this community. Please don't force or rush others. Let others have a chance to talk and actually listen, because no one wants to be talked over. And finally, some players do not know how to talk to others, and you may be one of them, so go slow, especially in random pods. And if any of these apply to you, that's okay. Take your time. It's a fun part of the game. And give yourself a chance, and give others a chance to experience it. That wraps it up here in Indy 5.18 with your host, Ender. I hope you have enjoyed the video and the political archetype. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you once again for tuning in. And remember to live your best life and be well. Goodbye, everybody.